Robert Darlin, can you turn that off? Lower it just a little bit. Turn it up a little bit. A little bit. There you go. I like that sound, huh? Robert Darlin,
this is our cruise. Me and Sal's cruise down to Florida back in, I don't know, 77.
Yeah.
First time I ever heard Steely Dan.
Is this Steely Dan? Is that the name of a group or is that the name of the person?
Name of the group. Do it again.
Around and around. All right, Rob, I was wondering if you could explain to me that whole thing that you were saying earlier about people of color.
People of color?
Yeah.
People of color is a racial term people use to say that white people have no soul.
Wow.
That blame white people for everything. Make excuses for the world instead of just looking at people as people. I'm people of color. Implying that other people are not. What the fuck are you talking about? It's basically insulting. It's an insulting term to many people.
Why? Why? Don't you consider yourself a person of color?
Listen,
aren't we all persons of color?
It's the undermining.
Aren't you taking it personally? It has nothing to do with you.
I don't really personally. I just am an observer of the narrative that people are putting out there. The anti-white thing that's been happening for 50 years now.
But what is white? How many times I gotta ask you, what the hell is white? Why are you taking it personal? White?
I'm not personally taking it.
Are you white?
Listen, you sound just like other people. It ain't a thing of being white or anything. I'm a person of color. It's a thing that they use to take in. It's a thing that it's an anti-white.
Why?
Narrative.
I don't agree with it. Listen to the thing says I have color in me.
It's an anti-white thing. It says, and being a person of color and a female, okay, what you're doing is you are saying you.
I'm not a male.
No, you are saying vote for me because I'm not white. It is exactly the narrative that is being put out there for it. I mean, listen. I don't think anybody should stop anything. I'm just saying that's basically is what's happening.
Could it be?
It's an anti-white narrative.
Okay, well,
Americans
honey,
are
why
horrible,
not?
And they talk to Americans of being white Europeans. Okay, Americans is not white. America is vastness of every type of people, and some people relate to each other. People relate to people who are similar to them. That's just a fact. I don't say there's anything wrong with it whatsoever. But don't start up with a whole new category all of a sudden of people of color. They're implying that they're trying to make it a whole world of people against people who they consider of not color, which they consider European white people that don't have color, is what's happening. It's as bad as you can be, man. I mean, people don't realize all these things they do that is as discriminatory as anything. That's why people are like, whoa, hold on a second. I don't look at you as a person of color. I look at you as a person, you know? But you're looking at a whole group of people of non-people of color. That's bullshit, man. I'm just saying the whole thing is hypocritical of who we are as a people. We are a melting pot of the world. And that's the way it is. That's the way I see this whole narrative when somebody wants to come up with the idea, well, people of color is like, what the fuck did this come from all of a sudden?
So what do you want people to say when they want to exclaim who they are? How do you say people of what? I am the people of Mexico. I am the people of France. I am the people of Poland. You want them to keep those traditions, but not color? I'm not sure.
Because Polish are an ethnic group of people. I mean, they're from the region. They have certain things that they do, certain foods they eat, certain ways they live. It's like in different countries around the world, everybody's slightly different. That's a different thing than it is to isolate it to the color of some person's skin.
Yeah.
Now, I was always brought up to look at people who they are, not to look at people where they came from or anything else. But it's starting to get to the point where that's not good enough. You have to be anti-people who they consider not of color.
And who are those
white
people?
privilege is a totally freaking is something so totally offensive to many people. It's like, hold on a second, what are you talking about, man? I mean, there's a lot of people in this country. If you go back 120 years, who were the people working in these factories, slaving away, freaking 15 hours a day for making nothing? You ask the Rockefellers and these other people that were hiring these people, they had no benefits, they had to work, there was no safety things. Those are not so-called people of color. Those were people of European descent that they had to struggle to get out of that. And they did slowly work the way to take it and have basic rights for people. And we need to join together as people. We should not have, we have an identity thing, and we got to eliminate the identity. You cannot say, you cannot take and classify a group of people. White privilege, people of color, it's all insulting. It's as bad as anything that you say about other people. And people have to realize when they start opening their mouth, I know they don't mean to. I mean, I know that in the heart they don't mean to, but that's the narrative people are trying to portray. It's an anti-white thing. Like, we don't want another old white man in office. That's a general freaking term. I mean, that's as freaking racist as you're gonna get in the freaking world, man. You can't get no more racist. You know, it's like everybody is different. You cannot generalize somebody. If the old white person, the old whatever they are,
Yeah.
whatever white is, like you said, what is white? It's stupid to come up and use that term in any way. I mean, you can. I don't want to outlaw anything, but it's bullshit.
Okay, thanks. I was just wondering.
I mean, I'm looking at it like you gotta look at people as people. That's it.
And that's how you grew up.
I did.
Your parents.
My mother
What?
never once freaking said don't hang out with somebody, or don't hang out with somebody because of where they came from or what they look like. Ever did she say that?
In fact, how was her response when you came up with the variety that you came up with?
No, nothing, man. But everybody was invited to help. We didn't exclude people to come to our house because of. We only can't be excluded if they would. My mother could sense if somebody wasn't a good person.
Yeah.
But it had nothing to do with anything to do with their origins or what they physically look like.
Oh,
And she told me just the opposite. You know.
what'd she tell you?
That people are people. Everybody's within each other. There's certain people that are scum and certain people that are good. Most people are good people. Don't let the news and governments divide us. Is what we can't do. She didn't say that, but you can't have people being divided because of what they look like.
And how can they unite in the American dream?
Everybody unites all the time. If you take away racism, it's like,
Oh,
It's
my
an excuse.
goodness.
No excuses whatsoever. We all have to go through and deal with people. We have to deal with ignorant people. But instead of getting excited about it or all worried about it, take and slowly change the ways by who you are as a person, and they lose the narrative that this person, this whole group of people are terrorists or they're going to steal from you. And the only way to do it is a one-on-one where the people realize who you are.
Mhm.
And that's the most important. That's the way.
You can't legislate that.
You cannot legislate that. You have to take and let people have one-on-one experiences.
Maybe promotion of goodwill everywhere,
It ain't
basically.
promotion. It's a promotion of being a decent human being.
Exactly,
And people
goodwill.
see that, hey, this Irish person doesn't just drink all day long and eat potatoes. Okay? This Arab person is not riding camels around his backyard.
Uh-huh.
You know? The black
Everybody
people-
get a chance to be whatever they want to be.
This black people do have parents. They
Oh
have both
my
parents at
God.
home. Most of them do. Okay? The thing that most of them don't is bullshit.
So the narrative is all bullshit. So you're in on the fake news.
I'm pointing it out.
It's fake.
I'm just pointing it out.
That shit's fake.
Yeah, it's
It's
bullshit.
straight up fake.
Most people are good of all racism,
Uh-huh. Racism.
races, and wherever they come from.
Yes.
Because there's one race.
The
That's
human.
proven. That's a proven fact.
Human.
That's it.
Okay, on that note, thank you. Bye.